Election day is fast approaching. What that means for students on campus.
Flu season is here, and if you haven't gotten your shot, SU has you covered.
And don't let the chilly days fool you. Warm weather ahead as Halloween weekend approaches.
All that and more coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Kalia Butler, and thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Griffin Della Penna. Here's a look at today's top story.
Our top story this hour, flu season is right around the corner, meaning it's a good time to get a vaccination.
Our reporter Mike Ostrowski joins us live to tell us how students can schedule their shot right here on campus.
Griffin, it's the time of year where the CDC recommends that everyone who is able should receive their annual flu shot. Those who do have up to a 70% better chance of not being hospitalized with flu symptoms. Here at Syracuse, students won't have to go far to do so, just in the middle of campus, in fact. The Barnes Center at the Arch is the site of these clinics Tuesday through Thursday weekly until the end of November. All students need to do to schedule an appointment is log into their patient portal and pick the time that works best for them. Shots are offered during both the morning and evening on a rotating basis. You can see those times here on screen, 9 to 11 a.m. and 5 to 6:30 p.m. If those times don't work, you can also call the Barnes Center directly to schedule an individual appointment. Most health insurances cover the cost of a flu shot, so be sure to bring your insurance card with you when you get your shot. No one enjoys getting sick, and it only takes a few minutes to do this simple step and protect yourself against the flu. Reporting live, I'm Mike Ostrowski for Mornings on the Hill.
Halloween weekend is almost here, and in central New York, it gets pretty chilly.
Yeah, as a New York native, I definitely agree with that, but this year it might change for the better. Jonah Weintraub is outside soaking in this nice weather.
In 1920, women had just earned the right to vote, and Prohibition was in its early stages. That same year was the last time Syracuse had temperatures below 40 degrees this recently. I'll have more on these record highs after the break, but for now, let's toss it back to our anchors.
Election day is right around the corner for voters in Onondaga County, and our reporter, Peyton Spicelli, is in studio with us. Peyton, what's the latest news that the voters need to know?
Well, Kalia, Onondaga County released its 2023 early voting date and times for the November 7th general election. Voters are eligible to vote to start casting their ballots this weekend during this early voting period, starting from Saturday, October 28th, all the way through November 5th. The closest early voting site to campus is Beecham Branch Library. It's about a 4-minute drive from campus, and you can see the full vote of all the sites on Onondaga government website. The deadline to register to vote is October 28th, but what does that mean for students? Many students live in one state but go to college in another. If that sounds like you are able to register in 2 different states as you have dual residency at your home and school address. However, you can only cast your ballot in one state. Now, what does this all mean? First, check where you're registered at vote.org. Then if you want to make your voice heard here in Onondaga, but you aren't registered in New York State, you'll want to register through the online voter form at www.ny.gov before October 28th. And if you want to vote in your home state, make sure you receive that absentee ballot. Kalia, that's all I have for you right now. Back to you guys.
Peyton, thank you. Make sure to tune in to our NCC News election special on November 7th, where we will break down everything you need to know for this year's election.
One church in West Side of Syracuse continues a lighthouse to the community. Our Whitney Williams tells us about the lasting impact of Brown Memorial United Methodist Church.
Thanks, Griffin. Brown Memorial does more than just share the gospel. The church located on Davis Street aims to transform the lives of West Side residents through various programs. West Side resident Gloria Mayweather has been a member of Brown Memorial Church for 27 years. She often volunteers at the church's Life Skills Workshop to pack care packages for residents of the West Side community.
when I come here, I figure I'm home, and when I go home, I don't have that down. I don't be sad. I'm lifted.
Pastor of Brown Memorial Church, Nola Anderson, says the Life Skills Workshop hosts various classes and volunteer opportunities to teach residents life-changing skills. She says programs like these are important for the West Side, especially at a time where poverty rates in the community are high.
I feel like at times that this part of Syracuse, this part of New York has been abandoned, neglected, overlooked. And so I believe that we here as a church, we have that mission that we are going to continue to be a beacon of light here.
Anderson says crime continues to run rampant throughout the West Side. She says programs like the one that Brown Memorial Church hosts helps to give residents a sense of hope and even a lifeline.
Because of their involvement in the life skills has helped them to recognize the value and the worth that they have within them, and them striving to want to be better and do better.
The workshop is also rekindling lost passions for residents like Fredine Crowell. She says collaborating with others during one of the sewing sessions inspired her to get back into coat making.
You get ideas. Everybody had different ideas. And you see another skill and you say, oh, I love that pattern. I want that pattern. I'm going to sneak it and draw it when I get home.
Anderson says Brown Memorial also has a community dinner program that feeds the homeless, as well as a food pantry that provides for around 300 families every month. Just another way the church blesses the West Side community.
Pastor Anderson told me that the church is currently remodeling its kitchen to start catering food for events in the community. This means residents who are learning how to cook in the Life Skills Workshop will be able to use their newfound skills on a large scale. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Whitney Williams.
As the war in the Middle East continues, Syracuse University shines a light on those affected. Mornings on the Hill reporter Madison Palumbo reports on another vigil being hosted tonight.
Thanks, Kalia. The war in the Middle East has caused concern all over the world, especially at many colleges and universities in the United States. Earlier this month here at Hendricks Chapel on campus, the chapel hosted 2 vigils, one for Israel and one for Palestine. Tonight there will be another opportunity at Hendricks Chapel to show peace. But this one is a bit different. All faiths are welcome. This will be the first interfaith vigil for world peace. The chaplains and staff of Hendricks Chapel will host a vigil tonight at 8 p.m. The intention of the vigil is to have a home for all faiths and a place for all people. Earlier this month, Syracuse University's Halal and Shabbat House Jewish Center held a peace vigil for Israel to honor those who died in Israel following the Hamas attacks. Just a few days ago, Syracuse University's Muslim Student Association held a Prayers for Peace vigil to honor the lives lost from the war. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Siverud sent an email to the Syracuse University community expressing sympathy to those affected. The Chancellor also provided resources to those in need. Other colleges and universities are also taking action, including the University of Rhode Island, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Madison Palumbo, Mornings on the Hill. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Madison. We are less than a week away from Halloween, which means it's time to get in the spooky spirit. Sydney Supley tells us a story that shows even if you're a college student, you can celebrate Halloween just like a kid again.
Thanks, Griffin. Whether you are the one trick-or-treating or passing out the candy this year, we can all remember our favorite Halloween memories. I spoke with Syracuse running back LaQuint Allen, who is gearing up to play on the biggest stage of college football this Thursday at Virginia Tech on ESPN. However, that is not stopping him from thinking about the upcoming holiday. And luckily for Allen, with Halloween being on a Tuesday, he'll be able to be back in plenty of time to keep his tradition of trick-or-treating alive.
Just growing up where I'm from, and just getting a big bag, and able to go house to house and just get any candy you want and stuff like that. It's my favorite time of the year.
Did you always have the biggest bag?
Yeah. Yeah, I had the biggest bag, and then me and my friends, they'd try to have a bigger bag than me and stuff like that. I just try to take some of his candy, try to take some of my candy. Some fun times, definitely.
For this Halloween, not only can you dress up as LaQuint Allen, but you can take a trick from him with having the biggest bag so you can get the most treats. For Mornings on the Hill, I wish you all the best of luck of dressing up and collecting all of your favorite Halloween candy. I'm Sydney Supley. Back to you both.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, Patricia Duong takes us around our newsroom as our reporters share their favorite throwback Halloween costumes and share their plans for this year's spooky season.
And more on October's warm weather this week. Stay tuned to Mornings on the Hill.
Welcome back. With Halloween just around the corner, we're taking a break from our regular news to explore some fun and spooky childhood memories.
It's always fun to know the story behind these costumes. Our entertainment reporter Patricia Duong is going to tell you what she discovered.
Thanks, guys. I went around the newsroom this morning to find out what some of our reporters' favorite costumes were when they were kids, and let me tell you, they did not disappoint.
A lovely angel, Peyton, was our anchor. Clea Butler was a stunning disco girl, and Madison as Cinderella. Let's see what some of our staffers are going to be this year.
I am going to be a disappointed Philadelphia Phillies fan. I'm going to be sitting in a therapist chair. I'm going to be pouring out my heart over my favorite sports team that has once again let me down. So I will be a sad sack Phillies fan.
So I originally wanted to go as Shigo from Kim Possible, and I had like a whole makeup look planned and everything, but my costume wouldn't get here in time. So I ended up going really basic, and I'm going as Regina George, but I got a blonde wig, so I'm interested to see how I'm gonna look blonde.
Halloween. I'm gonna be Velma.
I'm actually being a New Jersey housewife, since I'm from New Jersey and I'm related to one of them, so I'm gonna be her.
I'm not sure yet, still deciding, maybe a Bratz doll. Got it right there, gaining inspiration.
I am going to be the mom from The Parent Trap.
This year I'm most excited for a group costume I'm doing with my roommates. We're doing Wizard of Oz and I'll be the Scarecrow.
It's a little basic. I've done it in the past, but I'm just going to be Joe Burrow again this year.
For Halloween this year, I'm going to be Ice Spice.
I'm excited how all these costumes are going to turn out this year. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Patricia Duong. Back to you guys.
He already previewed today's warm weather, but let's get the full forecast from our Jonah Weintraub.
The longest Syracuse had ever gone without reaching temperatures below 40 was October 23rd, which happened in 1920. But with Tuesday's low being 40 degrees on the nose, we still haven't hit the 30s this year, and that definitely isn't changing today. Temperatures are set to be in the 70s from noon until sunset. In this exact moment, it's 64 degrees. We're also sitting around 60% humidity throughout the day, which plays a huge role in extending this week's record warmth. As for tomorrow, we can expect marginally cooler highs with lows most of the daytime spent in the high 60s. And just like today, it doesn't look like precipitation should be expected on Thursday, even though skies will be gray. Friday will also be quite similar to today and tomorrow, but that's where the fun stops. Over Halloween weekend, things get pretty scary with temperatures set to dip across the board and light rain on Saturday, followed by even heavier showers on Sunday. So if you're wearing any face paint for Halloween, you might want to double check that it's waterproof. On the bright side, we should have at least 5 more days without temperatures in the 30s. Reporting live from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Jonah Weintraub.
Thank you, Jonah. The stage and screen actor Richard Roundtree has died at the age of 81.
Roundtree was best known for his role in the 1971 movie Shaft. Reports say the actor passed after a short battle with pediatric cancer.
Hurricane Otis has hit the shore near Acapulco today in Mexico. The storm hit the coast around midnight, but has already weakened from a Category 5 to a Category 4 storm.
Otis became the fastest intensifying hurricane in the Eastern Pacific history, with wind gusts peaking at 165 miles per hour. Experts predict up to 20 inches of rain over the coming days. In Acapulco, it's home to roughly 800,000 people.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, a recap of this past weekend's field hockey games.
And the inside scoop on Hollywood's newest budding romance. These stories and more coming just ahead.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. Sports fans, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. Good morning, I'm Emily Coffey with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. The Orange sits lonely at the bottom of the ACC rankings after week 8 of college football. Virginia and Miami both won their first conference games of the season, leaving Syracuse as the only team in the ACC without a conference win. This Thursday, Syracuse is set to face Virginia Tech, their 4th conference match of the season. Historically, games between Virginia Tech and the Orange are close. In their most recent meetings back in 2021, Syracuse came back in the final 6 minutes from a 2-score deficit, winning the game with only 19 seconds left on the clock. Not to mention, 5 of their last 8 games have been decided by 1 possession. Now, the question on many Syracuse fans' minds, what is the outcome going to be this Thursday? Can the Orange get back on track after 3 consecutive losses? Well, there is some good news. Virginia Tech lost to Purdue at the beginning of September, and Purdue was, in many people's minds, the Orange's most impressive win this season, where quarterback Garrett Schrader ran for 195 yards and 4 touchdowns. If that Garrett Schrader can show up against Virginia Tech this Thursday, and the rest of the offense can step up, specifically focusing on fixing that chemistry with the receiving unit, then the Orange might be getting that much-needed conference win and gaining the momentum back. You can watch Thursday night's game against Virginia Tech on ESPN. Kickoff is at 7:30. Now, from one field to another, our Anissa Williams is live this morning talking Syracuse field hockey. Anissa?
That's right, Emily. Last Friday, the Syracuse field hockey team broke their 2-game losing streak in a 4-1 win against Louisville. The win on the road placed the Orange at number 10 in the ACC.
In a scramble at the net, the Orange quickly took the lead when Hattie Madden found the back of the net with a backhand shot. On the penalty corner, the ball was deflected a couple times until the Orange got a few touches, scoring again, completely shutting out the Cardinals just 50 seconds before halftime. With an extra attacker advantage due to the yellow card, Van de Pas showcased her skills with a backhand shot to the upper corner of the net, scoring her 9th goal of the season. Starting with a penalty corner, DeVries fakes the shot, allowing Van de Pas to score yet another goal to give the Orange a 4-0 lead. The Cardinals managed to break through with a goal in the 4th quarter, but it wasn't enough to mount a comeback. Following the win, 2 Syracuse players earned ACC weekly honors. For the 2nd time this season, Peak Van de Pas was named ACC Offensive Player of the Week, while Abby Nietzsche was recognized as ACC Defensive Player of the Week.
The Orange will honor their 4 senior players and wrap up their regular season at home this Friday against Wake Forest. It's a love story and we're all saying yes. Reporter Bailey Tucker tells us more about the newest relationship that has the people talking.
Thanks, Anissa. Taylor Swift seems to never go out of style, especially now that she's in a relationship with Travis Kelce.
Taylor Swift was at Travis Kelce's game at Arrowhead.
Wow. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Every kiss begins with K. That K stands for Kelce.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you're well aware that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are the hottest couple in the world. The pop star has been seen at several Kansas City Chiefs games this season, hanging out with Kelce's mom and friends while cheering on her man. This has taken the football world by storm as fans sprint to order a custom Swiftie jersey and tune in on Sundays to see their favorite artists take in some football. Swift is currently one of the most popular people on the planet. Her Eras Tour broke records in ticket sales, and the Eras Tour concert film has been a box office hit. However, some aren't keen on seeing Swift instead of the game. A survey done by Yahoo said that 55% of people feel that the coverage of this alleged relationship has been too much, while 3% say they wanted more. The other 13% says the NFL has spent the right amount of time covering the new couple.
Interesting graphic that we have here from this past Sunday's game. When Swift is in attendance, the Chiefs win 99% of their games. Can you tell me now, is she the lucky one? Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, singer-songwriter Alicia Keys speaks out and gets pushback on the Hamas-Israel conflict. And rapper Tupac Shakur's alleged murderer.
Excellent. I've been out, I think, already 8-9 days.
And welcome back. Jalise Leanne joins us live to deliver the latest updates and insights in the entertainment biz. What's going on, Jalise?
That's right, Griffin. Get ready to sizzle as I stir up the hottest entertainment news so you're always in the celebrity know. Musician Alicia Keys is explaining an Instagram message that's drawn criticism.
The Now Removes post mentions paragliding and shows her wearing green. Some people believe the post is a sign Keys supports Hamas. The group's flag is green and also used by paragliders to attack Israel. Keys says the post was completely unrelated and adds she's praying for peace. An Israeli American who used to be her manager is speaking up for her. Says the post was not meant to be anti-Semitic. He says Keys was horrified when she learned how people interpreted it. Keys continues to be an advocate for a peaceful resolution to the long-standing conflict in the Israel-Palestine region. Her heartfelt prayers are for an end to suffering and for lasting peace to prevail in the area. Next on entertainment news, the man accused of orchestrating the fatal shooting of rapper Tupac Shakur had his arraignment postponed again. It's now rescheduled for November 2nd. Dwayne Keith Davis faces a charge of murder with use of a deadly weapon. The 60-year-old is expected to plead not guilty in a brief court hearing Thursday morning. The judge gave the continuation in order for Davis to get things arranged with a local attorney. The police have confirmed that Davis is the only remaining suspect who is still alive. He is currently in custody and being held without bail. The investigation will continue to unfold as law enforcement authorities continue to gather more information and evidence related to the case.
That's all for entertainment news. I'm Jaleese Leanne for Mornings on the Hill.
Jaleese, thank you. Tupac, obviously one of the best rappers of all time. Who's your favorite rapper?
Well, Griffin, I think my current favorite rapper would have to be Gunna Wanna right now. You know, drip too hard. Griffin, what about you?
I have to go with Kendrick Lamar. I mean, Drake, he's a little too mainstream now. Back in the day, definitely was Drake, but now I would have to say Kendrick. Any other 1 and 2? Anybody close? Or
you know, maybe a little Uzi Vert, because I just want to rock.
Just want to rock on a Wednesday morning.
Well, that will do it all for us this morning here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Kalia Butler, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
And I'm Griffin Della Penna. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Wednesday live at 10 a.m. here on OTN.